Hello everyone, thank you very much for watching this video. Before we continue with this video, I just want to let you guys know either later today or tomorrow there will be another video, and I encourage you to please wait until that video before you make the decisions on, if you're worried or whatever your feelings are at that time. I want all your feelings to be decided after both videos are done. Now, the reason I'm having two separate videos and not combining these together is because they're sort of different, and it wouldn't feel right to combine them into one video. It just wouldn't make sense. You'll understand more very soon, but I want these to be separate, and I want you to sort of understand what's been going on and what is going on, and then the next video will be talking about the future. That's all I can really say about that. So let's get into this. As you guys read, it clearly stated that I'm stressed, overwhelmed, and even depressed. Now, this has been going on for a few months now, and it started off pretty light, but I think it's safe to say that, now I'm dealing with some sort of depression as well as stress and anxiety, and it's very difficult to deal with, so I'm not even sure if it's something that I'm just, having a hard time dealing with in general, or it's just that it's so bad and my thoughts that are going through my head are just so bad that it's very difficult to get through. So I'm not really sure about that, and I want to let you guys also know that, I haven't officially been diagnosed with anything, and this isn't to talk about, being diagnosed with it. It's just for anyone who either is or isn't, diagnosed or has any of these kind of issues. It doesn't have to be that a doctor tells you have them. It could just be that you're having these types of issues either on a lighter scale or a serious scale. I really wanted to come out and talk about this, which is pretty personal, in hopes to help some of you. And like I said, as well as the second video on top of that, to sort of finish this up and help you guys even more. So basically what's been going on is I had a very rough time in the past, I would say actually probably the second half of 2016. It started, as some of you may know, where I quit my job. Now, I had headaches for years, and they just got really, really bad, and I just was not happy with where I was. I was in a very dark place. I kept some of it hidden, and there was just stuff going through my brain where it just wasn't what I wanted to do, and it, was bringing me some stress and depression, and it really was putting me in a dark place. So I ended up possibly making the mistake, depending on how you look at it, of quitting my job. Now, after I quit my job, I did YouTube for a little while, as well as looked for another job to make money to pay the bills. Now, it became very difficult, but I did get some good, fun videos, and I did some fun things. I did a 24-hour charity live stream. I did lots of fun videos. I got to interact with you guys. It was amazing. It was a great time. But, of course, I did eventually find a job, and, the reality did kick in on the channel that it really wasn't growing much. And while there was some communication, it was pretty low because both the channel was small and, people had busy lives. If any of you were there during this mount thing where it ended, none of you are to blame. I'm not saying that because you didn't communicate. Don't think of it as you didn't communicate that it didn't, it ruined everything. I'm just saying as a whole picture of it, it was not going the way I'd planned it, and being in a dark place and having a brand new job that I had to train for, it just didn't work out. So I made the decision to stop the channel that I had for over about 2.5 years, at least 2 years. And it was tough at first. When I first stopped the channel, I was really upset. I do have a blog post sort of talking about that on gummistudios.com if you go to the blog page, but it really was even hard to put onto paper, and I did that a month later. So that was really, really tough. I also stopped, of course, my other channel, Dalp, which I really didn't even say much on, because by that point I was just so upset that I just stopped. So I stopped that, and I decided that I wanted to start making a video game. Now that brings me to this video. Unfortunately, I need to first of all tell you guys that I will not be continuing to work on Burpee Glurp, which was the video game I was trying to make. Currently with my job, it causes me to be very overwhelmed with the free time that I have so little. Because of the way the hours are positioned and the amount of stuff I have to do, it only allows me very little time to work on the game. Now, usually I try to take one of my days off, which are Mondays and Tuesdays, and try to work a big chunk on the game then. Well, recently I worked on the game, and I was working on a big part of it to code, and it really made me realize that coding all of this to get it to the alpha stage is going to be a ton of coding and that type of stuff, and it's really not what I enjoy. And because it's going to take so long, I'm not getting any enjoyment from this. There are a few parts that I was allowed to do which were sort of entertaining and fun, like you saw the burp and stuff like that, but all the stuff that I actually was excited for and wanted to do for the game, none of you have even seen or even heard about. So anyone who was judging the game doesn't even really know how the game's going to actually be. I mean, even just taking apart the side that there wasn't really much sound effects and visual effects, you know, those things were going to be added. But the main part about the game, my whole idea in my head, wasn't even there yet because it couldn't be there yet because the code had to be done first. So because of the fact that I have to do this alone because there's no money at all, and we'll get to money in a minute, I would have to code it myself. And while through practice and learning and a long time, yes, I probably would be able to code it, currently in the state that I'm in, I cannot find any happiness, and I'm really, really upset and not enjoying the way my life is going right now. So I just don't think I can do it. I don't think I can put myself through months and months and months of doing this boring coding to finally get to the good part, and, you know, hoping that it works. I don't know enough about it. I don't enjoy that portion of it. There's plenty of people that do enjoy coding, and I unfortunately can't have a team to help me with this game at this time. So I'm very sorry that I have to deliver that bad news, but hopefully when I give you some more details on my life, you will understand and find some way to forgive me and still be in communication with me, even though I've basically let you guys down at this point. So we're going to get into money. Now, I'm obviously not going to get into such specific details because, you know, the exact details is sort of crossing that line of personal, but I will let you guys know some basics and how it's going. So currently right now, I do have a full-time job. The benefits will kick in February, so it is going to be improving, and I do have the possibility to make more money in the job in the coming month or two. At this job, I don't necessarily make a lot of money yet. Like I said, there could be more money being made in the future, but I'm not quite there yet. So in my current state, I'm basically fighting to pay the bills. I'm very much on the line, and I'm very much at that just barely making it standpoint. Now, I've tried to go to get help certain ways to help with some of, you know, my money issues, but so far I've really not gotten much legit success. My mom has helped me a little bit, but you know, there's nothing that I don't feel comfortable in paying them. I'm doing sort of what is the common thing for adults to do, where, you know, you're just barely making it. You're paying it bill to bill, you're going paycheck to paycheck, hoping that that's enough to pay those bills, and it's very, very difficult, and it can be very sad. As well as the job that I'm in the middle on right now. I don't necessarily hate everything about it, but I also don't love everything about it. It is not something that I want to do for the rest of my life, and it is not the type of thing I want to do for the rest of my life. So that makes it very difficult. But because I'm very close in the bills and being able to pay, you know, all of them, even though it's very close, still helps a little bit. I'm of course going to stay with it until I'm able to get something that I really enjoy, if that ever happens. So as far as money goes, I'm really, really, tight. So I can't go out and do anything. I really can't do anything amazing. I can't buy much at all. I'm really just surviving. I'm just paying the bills, living, working, paying the bills, living, working. I'm not doing anything that I enjoy at all. And it's been really tough because I think about my life so much nowadays, living alone and really being aware of the fact that this isn't what I want to do. This isn't the life that I want to live. A lot of it is the life I want to live, but the money part isn't. And I just want to say that the saying money doesn't buy happiness or money doesn't make you happy, to an extent, is true, but I think it's mostly false. And let me tell you why. If you're rich, that doesn't mean you're happy. So that's where it really comes from, and that I understand, and that I agree with. However, if you have enough money to comfortably live, pay all the bills, and not really have to worry about that stress month after month after month, it really does, I guess, make you happier, for lack of a better term. It relieves that from you, and that relief could gear towards happiness. That is something I don't have. That is something I cannot see even in the near future right now. I'm working very hard to do it, but all the things I'm working on to do are very long term. They're not short term, so it really puts me to the fact that it's, I'm going to have to deal with this for a very long time. Now, I know some of it is my fault. I have some credit card debt. I'm not denying that it's my fault. All I'm saying is now where it's led me is a very, very tough time, and it's difficult to deal with all this at once. So I honestly think that if money wasn't really a problem for me as far as the bills and the basic stuff, not that I'm rich, but just that I had more than what I have now in order to be more comfortable, I would not be as stressed and overwhelmed with everything that I have to do. Another big issue that I've come upon is time. And I know a lot of people are going to say time flies and they don't have time to do stuff, but I'm really, really struggling with it. For some reason, my days go by so fast, and then I look at the day at the end of the day and say, I really got nothing done. Or I got one or two things done and I had a list of a lot. Now, of course, making the list too long is unfair and unreasonable. But there just is a lot of stuff to do, especially on my days off. That's when I really have to do the bigger projects or the bigger things. Now, of course, not working on the game now will give me a little bit more time because working on some of those codes took hours. So that will help. But it still is very, very difficult because no matter what I do, it always seems that I can't get stuff done in time, and I'm just failing. I just literally feel like I'm failing, and I just am struggling finding any kind of happiness right now. Interacting with all of you has been happy and is fun, and a lot of you have been and are, good friends and really have helped. But because I'm not really doing anything to really, be able to interact with you guys that much, there's just that emptiness. I'm sad, I'm alone, and I got so many things to do and so much stresses and so little time to myself. 2 days off, but having so much to do is really not enough time. And I actually can't take any days off from my job right now. It's too early on, so there's no way I can do that. So it's difficult, not having the money, not really having anything that I truly enjoy to do, even on the side, and not having just the motivation. I have headaches every day still. I am very tired and drained, and I'm just not happy. So I want to let everyone know out there the full details of me, and also if you're going through anything at all that I've mentioned, anything similar, just know that you're not alone, And, you know, I'm going through the same thing, and hopefully my journey, which I will try to show some of my journey, will help you guys to improve and get better too. I just want to end this video thanking each and every one of you for your endless care and support, especially since you guys didn't know me out of the entertainment realm, the YouTube realm. Pretty much none of you knew me in real life. None of you ever met me. Well, okay. None of you ever knew me in real life as far as like growing up or lived near me or anything like that. Sure, I've met one or two of you in real life, but that was just a quick thing. You know, none of you really had a reason to care about me the way you did. So I want to thank all of you for that. And again, I want to remind you guys, please watch the second video of this, because this is just the past and the present. My next video is going to be the future. And I don't want to spoil any of it, but I will say, just save your reactions till after you see the future video. Again, thank you guys for watching this. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.